Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to talk about importing and exporting in Procreate. Now, if you're already in a project that you've created, you can simply tap on the wrench at the top, come over here to Share, and from here you have all of these options here. I'm going to do a quick overview of these. Procreate will save the actual project file so that you can open it again in Procreate. That will retain your layers, your blending modes, all of that sort of stuff. PSD will do a similar thing, but allow you to open the project file in Photoshop. Likewise, if you import a PSD into Procreate, most of the time it'll retain all of the layer information. Sometimes it can get a bit weird if you're using different things in Photoshop, but for the most part, it'll export all of the layers separated, and you can reuse that inside Procreate. Now, it doesn't work the same way around, so a Procreate file is not going to easily import into Photoshop, so that's something to keep note of. A PDF will export your image as a PDF. If you have multiple layers, it can save those multiple layers as pages in the PDF. Saving as a JPEG will save it as a compressed image. Saving as a PNG will save it as an uncompressed image. Well, PNG is a lossless compression, which means that you won't get artifacts introduced by compression. Sometimes when you're exporting as a JPEG, it's a highly compressed file, which makes it smaller and easier to send, but you're going to sometimes have weird little artifacts and pixel distortion when compressing as a JPEG. Exporting as a TIFF, this is going to be a non-compressed file. It's going to be extremely large, and unless you have a specific reason for using it, I would just recommend sticking with the PNG. Here you have Share Layers. This is going to export all of the layers as separate files. So if you do PDF, it's going to export a PDF with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, however many layers you have in the project. If you use Share Layers PNG files, it'll export you a file with every single layer separately as a PNG. If you use Animated GIF, it's going to export your image as an animated GIF. Typically, you'll only want to do this if you're using the Animation Assist feature inside Procreate. The same goes for an animated MP4. You're only going to want to export a video. An MP4 is a video. So you're only going to want to export a video if it's an animation. Same goes with HEVC. This is a transparent video file. So if you created a little animation and it's hopping around on the screen with no background, and you want to import that into a video editing software, but you want to retain that the video has no background, so that way it'll look good on any background that you place it onto. That's going to be Animated HEVC. From there, you can choose whichever one suits you best. I'll choose PNG, and you're taken to the share screen. From here, you can choose whether you want to send it to a friend, whether you want to airdrop it to another device, or, send it back into Procreate as its new project. You can even save image. This will save it right into your Photos app, or you can send it, email it, and you have all of these other options. If you want to back up your files to the cloud, that's another important way that you can do that. You could choose Procreate as your file, and then once it loads fully, you can scroll down and select, Dropbox, pCloud, or, iCloud, whatever you want to save your project. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this because I don't need to save this. I have it backed up already. And that pretty much wraps up the exporting section of this lesson. As far as importing goes, it's in the same area. Go ahead and press on the wrench, except instead of pressing Share, you're going to press Add. From here, you can insert a file. Maybe it's a paper texture that you have that's not actually in your Photos app. Or if you come to the wrench and press Insert a Photo, it's going to bring up your Photos app. And you can scroll through and select whatever it is that you want to import on top of your file. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's an important feature that you need to know to make your life easier inside Procreate. Anyways, I hope that this lesson helped you out. It's a pretty simple and short lesson. I got to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. That is pretty much all you'll need to know for exporting or importing files into Procreate. In the next video, we're going to talk about gesture controls, which are shortcuts that you use in Procreate with your hands to make things much faster. So I'll see you in the next one.